It's the morning of October 11, and I thought I would do a quick video on what have we accomplished the last couple of days. The railroad, I spent all day with two different people building the railroad, and here's one of the piers that we have already installed the steel with. Each of the holes is about 10 feet deep. There are 8 of them. I'm going to spin around. I'm at the very corner of our back of the workshop, meaning here's our stair that goes up to the grove and the orchard, and then this is the very end piece of rail that I have in place. And if I pivot around, this footing goes around this oak tree, geez, it is a redwood. And here's our second pier. We have the moved power and irrigation lines here. And here we go. Hole number 3, number 4, 5, 6, and then around this redwood that won't grow very much, 7 and 8, and then we're going to return to the face of the workshop. Now, the rail, like I said, I worked all day yesterday on this, and just bolting stuff together, pretty easy, but that wasn't really what we ended up doing yesterday. Now, if we pivot around, if I back up just a little bit here, we can actually see what we've gotten done. Last night, right towards the end, John and I bent the second rail and the second piece that attaches to it. It's not joined yet, but that's not a big deal. But we do have a nice set of rail now coming through here. You can see the PVC is a pretty decent layout of where we're planning on heading. But you can see that we've already installed the first frog. This is where the rails cross. And if I pivot back the other way, whoops. If I pivot back this way, you can see how our switch will switch off to the right and work right into the workshop. That piece is already bent and installed and exactly where it needs to be. The same is true for that right piece of rail. So I've been working on in this case, it's the left piece of rail. And over here, that's what today is going to be about. It's going to be about fabricating this curve to match the curve right here, and continuing on with a 14-foot segment, and then another segment back here to get to where the switch points actually make the switching of the track. I'm doing this now because in order for me to put the pad in front of the workshop, I need to have all my track layout completed, and then I need to disassemble it and move it so that we can excavate this pad here, then build the steel on top of it. And once the steel is in place, the grid, then I can rebuild this rail and put it right back on the rebar. And then we can pour the concrete in place. The rail will be in place, so when I pour the concrete will surround the rail. I think I'll be using pieces of styrofoam to provide the gaps that I need for the wheels to fit in the appropriate grooves. But some really good progress yesterday on getting things done.